I'm Dr. David Klug. I'm asking for your support for the Emergency Services Directory. There are many services which play an important role during an emergency. These include 911, police, fire and ambulance services, hospital emergency departments, specialty services, and supporting organizations. It is important to react quickly to emergency situations to save lives, to decrease the time of convalescence and permanent disability. This is especially important in rural areas. The directory was developed in 1993 as a 2-county, annually printed single reference source. All these services are listed, plus the list of area physicians and the hospitals to which they prefer the ambulance take their patients. The directory website was developed in 2003. It now contains information of over 4,700 emergency organizations, including most emergency information in the 62 counties in New York State. Here are some people who appreciate what this directory provides.
Good morning, I'm John Merklinger, Director of the Rochester-Monroe County 911 Center. As you can see, we're here today at our facility. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the Finger Lakes Emergency Services Directory. It's a great reference material that we use here at the 911 Center on a regular basis, probably for about 15 years now, since its original inception as a product. It has great information that we use and reference on a regular basis, from contact information for the local physicians, contact information for our various medical facilities such as the nursing homes and doctors' offices. There's great information in there about the public safety agencies and those local contacts, and it's been a resource that we find that we use on a regular basis. We're particularly excited about the book expanding and covering the region, and particularly the adjoining counties, because we do work very often with the adjoining counties, and having that contact information for those areas as well we'll find quite helpful. It's a great reference material book. Each year when the book is published, we always actually purchase some of them and put them in our dispatch positions here at the main 911 center, as well as at our backup facility, and we find we reference it on a fairly regular basis. And it's a great product, and we would highly recommend that you get it for your 911 centers as well. Thank you.
My name is Lieutenant Dave Phelps. I'm with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, where I've served as a road patrol deputy for the last 21 years. I'm here to talk to you about the advantages of the Emergency Services Directory. The Emergency Service Directory has been an invaluable tool to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. It provides us with quick access to emergency contacts for officers while they're in the field. We have access to it either in the book form, or in our cars we have internet access. We're able to access it directly on the computers in the vehicles. The big advantage of it is it gives the officers the ability to find the emergency contacts when they need them, without going back and researching or going online. So they can find the phone number, contact information for every police agency in the region, every fire department, urgent emergency services, fire departments, and ambulances, which is a great benefit to have it at your fingertips. The directory also provides critical information that is unique to the Sheriff's Office, where we frequently come across people that are in need of drug rehab or mental health. We're able to provide contact information to families to help their loved one get the service and the care that they need. The other wonderful contact in the directory is the emergency shelters. It's not uncommon to come across homeless people or stranded people visiting the area who have nowhere to stay, or in stormy weather and power outages need emergency shelter. That information is in the directory, so we can get that online in the car or through the book, the printed copy, and contact those agencies ourselves to make sure they have open space, so that the citizen's not wasting time going to someplace that doesn't have a vacancy, or maybe doesn't fill the need that that particular individual has. And so we have the information to assist them, to provide a safer community, and provide a better public safety service for the citizens of our county.
Good morning. I'm Kevin Niedermeyer. I'm the Director of Emergency Management Services for Livingston County. And we're here at the EOC Center, Emergency Operations Center for Livingston County. want to talk to you today about a very critical resource that I use on a regular basis anytime an emergency occurs, and that's the Emergency Services Directory. This book has been published for many years and is probably one of the best tools, one of the best resources that's come together to aid our first responders. The issue is that an emergency can occur at any given time in the county, anywhere, anytime, any place, with any type of an injury, an accident, fire. Doesn't make any difference what it is. The first responders, the individuals that are in the field, they turn to emergency operations centers, 911 dispatch centers, and the likes to be able to get the resources they need. We don't often have the individual that can answer the question for us sitting right next to us. But the next best thing, can we go to a book? Can we go to a directory? Can we turn around and we can look at a list, we can acquire a name, we can acquire the resource, and most importantly, the contact information. So they can reach right out, right then and there, and be able to get their question or their need answered, which is most important to the emergency responders. One small book, such as this one, the Emergency Services Directory, okay, can supply so much vital information to those individuals that need it in a moment's notice. My strongest suggestion, acquire it. Get the book, it'll be a tool that you will never be without again in the future. Thank you.
My name is Steve Erb. I've been a firefighter for almost 35 years, both as a career firefighter and a volunteer in my community. The mission of the men and women of today's fire service is the same today as it was in the past, to provide rapid and safe response to calls for help. The traditional role was to fight fires, protect property, and save lives. This role has expanded to include responses to motor vehicle crashes, rescues from structural collapse, chemical and biological hazards, and terrorism. Planning, preparation, and ongoing training are among our essential goals. The Emergency Services Directory provides easy, rapid, and accurate information that helps us to achieve these goals. The Emergency Services Directory will benefit the fire service by providing information regarding our partner agencies' capabilities, contact personnel, and professional affiliations. It's a source of data for budgets and planning, and most importantly, it will help us be successful in achieving our goal to protect property and to save lives.
Hello, I'm Arthur Jones, Coordinator of Initiatives for Rural Health Community Systems Incorporated, a rural health network working with our rural EMS providers in Steuben County, the ambulance services and first response agencies. I'm also a paramedic with 39 years of field experience in emergency medical services. I wanted to comment on the Emergency Services Directory. I do feel it is a valuable tool for our emergency service providers. It contributes to increasing cooperation both internally and externally for the rural agencies and the general public. It makes them accessible to the general public, and it aids in recruitment of new members. It's a tool that I think is worthwhile, has proven its worth, and I think still has more value to be determined. So I do endorse the directory and would like to see it continue to grow. Thank you.
My name is Karen Dewar. I'm the Director of Emergency Medical Services for Livingston County. I've been an EMS provider for 35 years and have used the Emergency Services Directory many times, both as a leader and as a provider. As a provider, the directory can be an invaluable resource when looking for services to refer patients to, be it social services, elder care agencies, physician offices, or any other emergent medical needs that they may have. As a leader, I've used the directory to network with other agencies. Networking and finding the numbers of the people that you need to contact as a leader is a very important part of a management position. Having physician information available when in the field, either the contact numbers for the physician offices, the hospitals they're affiliated with, or the services that hospitals or physicians provide, is important for an EMT on the street to determine the appropriate destination for their patient. The Emergency Services Directory is invaluable. It's easy to use, it's easily accessible, the information is right at your fingertips, especially in situations where you may need it at a critical time.
Hello, I'm Dr. Bruce Thompson, an emergency physician at Unity Hospital in Rochester, New York, and I'm also the pre-hospital director for the Unity Health System. I've been using the Emergency Services Directory for years and found it especially beneficial in terms of talking with my ambulance colleagues and knowing where my contact people are in those agencies. I want them also to know about us. As a community hospital, we have stroke centers here. We can do percutaneous cardiac intervention, and that's important to us for them to know. I also want to know from them if they have specialty care, such as bariatric stretchers that we could use. I'm also on the emergency management team. And in the emergency management team, I brought up the Emergency Services Directory years ago so we could plan for disasters. I showed them where to get extra resources in case we needed mutual aid, where we could get shelters, where we could have buses, we could have transport agencies to help us in case of a disaster. And recently I went to an emergency management conference hosted by New York State, where one of the speakers talked about the different problems we'd had with hurricanes coming up through New York and with the tornado in Joplin, and how the people responded to that and where there were real problems. I showed him what we've already done in our region with the Emergency Services Directory. I just opened up my iPad and pulled it up and showed it to him, and again, he was very impressed and is thinking about taking that back to Albany, use things similar to this. And we want to expand. I've been very happy with the way that the Emergency Services Directory continually updates itself and improves itself and makes better functionality for everyone. Thank you.
For 20 years now, the Emergency Services Directory has been an important resource for 911 centers, law enforcement, emergency managers, fire departments, ambulance services, rural health networks, and hospital emergency departments. As you've just heard from those involved, this tool helps our public safety officials provide quick and effective emergency care. As a nonprofit entity, STEP, the Society for Total Emergency Programs, depends on donations and sponsors to maintain this website service. STEP provides every organization listed a free printed copy of the directory. You can be a part of saving lives. Please support this vital community resource. Thank you.